Alright guys, the first video took way too long to try to fit this example on one page, so I'm just going to do it on here with you. So this is the example that we need to condense with. So what I'm going to do is to make these 2 logs 1, I'm going to change this addition into multiplication. So I'm going to have the log of 5x times x minus 1 equals 2. So remember there's a hidden 10 here. So to write this as an exponent using the definition of logs, I'm going to take 10 to the second power should equal what I'm taking the log of, and I'm taking 5x times x minus 1. So that's going to be 5x squared minus 5x. All right. So what we're going to have to do now is we are going to have to simplify, and because it's a quadratic, we are going to have to get it equal to 0. So 10 squared is 100, and then I'm simply going to subtract that 100 over so that I'm equal to 0. Remember, I want to be equal to 0 so that I can factor or use the quadratic formula. You can factor this, but first, to make it easier to factor, I notice I have a 5, and 100. 5 and 100 are all divisible by 5, so I'm going to pull that 5 out to see if it makes it easier to factor. So remember, when you pull a number out, you have to divide all the terms that you are pulling it out of by that number. So 5x squared divided by 5 is x squared. Negative 5x divided by 5 is negative x, and negative 100 divided by 5 is negative 20. All right. So now this is more easily factorable because I only have to worry about what multiplies to get 20 and adds to get negative 1. Well, what multiplies to get 20 and adds to get negative 1 is negative 5 and positive 4. And remember, to solve these inequalities, we're going to, we're not solving an inequality. To solve this quadratic, we're going to set each part equal to 0. And remember, if we have a constant part without a variable, we do not have to do anything with that. We can ignore it. So if we solve this, we're going to get 5. And if we solve this equation, we're going to get negative 4. So we have two answers, 5 and negative 4. So we're going to just write them up here. And we are going to check them both. So for our check, I'm just going to plug in 5. Can't see that. Can't see that one. There we go. So we're going to take the log of 5 times 5 plus the log of 5 minus 1 and see if it equals 2. So that's going to get us the log of 25 plus the log of 4. Two ways to do this. You could plug this into your calculator. It will get you 2, or you could condense it. Remember, addition becomes multiplication, so 25 times 4 is 100. And so the log of 100, again, you can plug it in your calculator, or you can think yourself 10 to what power gets me 100? It is 2. So 5 is good. If we check negative 4, though, we're going to get the log of 5 times negative 4 plus the log of negative 4 minus 1 equals 2. So we're going to get the log of negative 20 plus the log of negative 5 equals 2. You cannot have logs of negative numbers, so this one is not going to work. So negative 4 is not our solution, so x to the 5th is.